All right, everyone, we are back. Hello, hello, hello. Yes, Tengage, her name is Iceheart. Hi, Chocobo, how you doing? How's your week been so far? Knights, be not proud. The Knights have matters well here in hand. Let us return to Felican's Nest and share our discoveries with Sir Redwold. Come, after tracking heretics across malms of ice and snow, I would say you are due a few hours of rest next to a warm fire. Been good? What you been up to? How's FF9 treating you? I love the snowy area. It's so good. The world's gonna explode, so you can't rest by the fire. It's true, every time Minfilia tells us that we've earned rest, something happens. Fortunately, Minfilia's not here to do it, so maybe it's not her. Or maybe it won't happen. Lord Artorial, Mrs. Prentice, full glad I might see you both hale and healthy. What news? You mean to say you hunted the heretics down on your own? And slew them before reinforcements could arrive? By the Fury! I believe we have made great strides towards purging this land of heretics, and I mean to say that much when I deliver my report to my father in the Holy See. As will I, Lord Artorio. May it serve to remind our superiors that Houses Durandar and Fortomps could achieve through continued cooperation. Indeed, I trust you and your knights are content to handle the rest? We most certainly are, my lord. During your short time with us, you and Mrs. Prentice have accomplished far more than I had thought possible. I cannot in good conscience impose upon you any longer. Pray return to Ishgard with my thanks. As you wish, Sir Redwold. Thank you for your hospitality. Look at that swish. Okay. Well then, ladies and gents, let's go back to Ishgard and House Fortaw. Easy to just teleport outside. Okay. You blame SAS for ads? Nuh-uh, I have pre-roll ads turned off. If they're doing forced ads in the middle, there's nothing I can do about that. Because they don't show up for me, so... Mistress Prentice, I would speak plain. From the first, I questioned your motives and your competence. Unjustly, I now realize. Rumors have a way of growing more fantastic as they spread, and quite frankly, those surrounding you beggar belief. But Horsefant swore that all the stories were true. He championed your cause and begged Father to grant you patronage. And he duly listened, because for all his wisdom, he has never been able to say no to my dear half-brother, the legacy of my father's sole indiscretion. Mother hated him, of course. Even on her deathbed, she refused to acknowledge him. And to be honest, she was not alone in her feelings. And that is not the worst of it. At Camp Riversmeet, when we came upon the Wounded Knight, I knew immediately that one of us would have to pursue the heretics alone. An onerous task, fraught with danger. And there you were, the savior of Eorzea, an honored guest of House Fortomp, my new comrade in arms, Horsefant's dear friend. I told myself it was to be a test. But part of me hoped that you would fail. Yet you accepted the task without a word of protest, nor any sign of fear. You duly tracked the enemy down, faced him alone, and lived to tell the tale. Plainly, Horsefant had the right of it all along. That I doubted your strength bespeaks mine own weakness. But I will not doubt you again, Mistress Prentice. On that you have my word. I do everything I can to try and make sure you guys don't have to deal with ads, but... it's only so much, I'm afraid. Yeah, but Twitch finds ways around ad blockers all the time. It's kind of annoying. Oh, here we go. Okay, this is what I was thinking of. Ah, Mistress Prentice, my lord the Count much desires to speak with you regarding your time with Lord Artorial and Lord Emanuel. If you would remain here for a moment. YouTube is getting really bad at them, yeah. That's because they're trying to push YouTube Red. Or Premium.
The hero returns. I cannot thank you enough for saving young Emanalane's life. Aye, he told me everything. I've also received letters from both House Zamail and Durandare praising your conduct, and that of House Forton. You've won us much honor, my friend.
My lord!
What is it? Speak.
Pray forgive the intrusion, my lord, but I bring grave tidings. Master Alphinaud and Mistress Tataru have been detained on suspicion of fomenting heresy.
What? Explain.
They were observed entering a tavern in the lower levels on some half-dozen occasions. There, it is claimed, they made a number of inquiries. Inquiries which brought them into contact with certain elements. 'Twas this which prompted a Knight of the Heavens Ward to demand that they be questioned. Sir Grinno, my lord.
Sir Grinno is a brute. Exceedingly accomplished brute, but a brute nonetheless. Alas, he is also a son of House Zamail. How quickly we forget the petty nature of men. I'd wager your friends are no more than pawns in another of my countrymen's games. Such is the way of things between the high houses.
Fucking Alphinaud and Tataru, fomenting heresy. Everywhere they go. Though you have won the hearts and minds of many of my countrymen, there are those who will never be swayed. Men who will dismiss your efforts and resent your successes, even as we celebrate them. It is like that one such member of House Zamail is manipulating Sir Grinno, for he is not a man to dabble in politics of his own volition. He may genuinely believe your friends to be guilty, though. I am quite certain he and his masters know better. Yet the truth will avail us not if we cannot prove their innocence. You would do well to speak with Sir Emmerich at the Congregation of our Knights Most Heavenly. He will know more of these charges. So the Heavens Ward, if you don't know, are the knights that guard the Archbishop. They are like the highest of the high, just below the Archbishop. They answer to no one but him. Oops, that's not where I wanted to go. And Sir Grinno is a member of the Heavens Ward. Hey there, Emmerich. This is your office, huh? Let me stand on your table and talk to you. Now we're at roughly the same height. It has been too long, Miro. Would that this visit came under happier circumstances. You are come to plead for Master Alphinaud and Mistress Tataru, I take it? Word of the detainment reached us while I was delivering my report on the Vanu Primal. Truly, I know not which is more ludicrous, these charges or that flying feathered whale. That Sir Grinno's accusations are baseless, I have no doubt. Refuting them will be difficult, however, as he is a Knight of the Heavens Ward. I speak of the personal guard of the Archbishop, the 12 finest knights in all of Ishgard, sworn to serve his eminence alone. Suffice it to say, their testimony is unimpeachable, and I have not the authority to challenge their actions. After all the Scions have done, routing the heretics and defeating Shiva, helping us to defend the steps of faith and drive back the Geranian horde, after proving themselves true allies on countless occasions, is there naught we can do? I fear there is but one path left to us. We must demand a trial by combat. But of course! If a trial by combat sanctioned by the Inquisition, the victor's claim is judged true regardless of the petitioner's standing. Under Ishgardian law, a trial by combat pits the accuser against the accused in this instance. Master Alphinaud and Mistress Tataru would be expected to face Sir Grenot and a second of his choosing, another Knight of the Heavens Ward most like. 2 of them? By the Fury, that can't hardly be considered fair. Master Alphinaud's magical talents will not have gone unnoticed, meaning that he will have no choice but to participate. Mistress Tataru, on the other hand, is quite obviously bereft of martial skill, and should be offered the right to name a champion to fight in her stead. Lest you doubt, I am ready and willing to serve in this capacity, as I am sure that is Lord Haurchefant, but all here present know that you are most accomplished warrior among us, and mayhap in the realm at large. And I was like, yep, that's me. Then it is settled. I will visit Master Alphinaud at once and inform him of our intentions. Miro, meet me at the tribunal when you have made ready. Until then, my friend. Alphinaud throws the Tataru at him. Alright. Oh my god. No, I expected Amarek to have like this big fancy area that he stages, like, you know, his orders from, but it's not. That guy's an Ishgardian citizen. Listen carefully, Miro. When the trial begins, the petitioner will be asked to restate his charges, and then the accused invited to respond. Then, in accordance with the law, they will be asked to restate their request for trial by combat. Once the High Adjudicator acknowledges Mistress Tataru's right to name a champion, that is when you must make your entrance. Oh, I cannot wait to see the look on Sir Grenot's face when he sees his true opponent. 'Twill be priceless. I love Haurchefant. More seriously, should you begin to lose heart, look at me in the stands, and I shall cheer so loud you will wonder how you could have ever contrived to doubt yourself. Now, are you ready? I love that he's willing to just fuck with his countrymates just cuz.
We are gathered here today under the watchful gaze of the Fury to ascertain the guilt of 2 souls in a trial by combat. Petitioners, step forward. Sir Grenot, for the benefit of all here present, I would ask you to repeat the charges which you have leveled against this man and this woman.
I, Sir Grenot de Zemile, brother of the Heavens Ward, did bear witness to these 2 foreigners consorting with heretics.
Let the accused step forward. Alphinaud, Tataru, you have heard the charges leveled against you. Will you take up arms to refute Sir Grenot's claim, and thereby prove your innocence in the eyes of gods and men?
I, Alphinaud Leveilleur, am innocent of this charge, and claim my right to trial by combat.
I, Tataru, am innocent of this charge. But I am no warrior and cannot fight. So, I claim the right to name a champion.
To the old and the infirm, the young and the weak, this right we allow. Very well. Who will stand for this woman?
Just as I was beginning to doubt the efficacy of the Ishgardian justice system. Come, my friend. Let us put an end to this mummer's farce.
O Halone, render unto us your judgment. Raise up the righteous, and cast down the wicked.
So if you're strong enough, you can basically get away with anything. I'm sure there's limits on this, but yeah, probably. I shall do what I can to support you, Miro. Now let us teach these nobles the follies of bearing false witness. Well, who do we have here? This one is mine, sir. Grino, go and play with the boy. Bloody waster. Come on then, you wanted this, remember? Oops. Miro, Alphinaud's in trouble! Oh, no, he's fine. Sir,
I've got you now.
Cold, Alphinaud, dude. Miro, Alphinaud, look out! Yeah, he's not looking at me. He's not even moving. Well, this is less than ideal.
This is funny.
Man, the Heavens Ward got one of the Heavens Ward just got their ass handed to him. Sir Grino, the bull here. Probably should raise your attack when you have more than 0.1% of your health remaining. I mean, we won! The Fury hath spoken. Alphinaud and Tataru, you are hereby acquitted of all charges. Blessed are we who receive of her wisdom and see justice wrought by her divine hand. Petitioners, accused, go forth in peace. Delivered from an untimely demise yet again. My thanks as always. By the Fury, what a splendid victory! To see how you strove in the face of adversity. Two brave young souls bound together by the puissant bonds of camaraderie. Why, it stirred me to the very depths of my soul. Having been treated to such a rousing spectacle, it seems only right that I present you with a humble token of mine and admiration. Pray, receive of me this chocobo whistle. With it, you may summon a black chocobo, fully trained and ready to fly. Magnificent, is she not? Strong yet sleek, elegant yet eager. What say you, Miro? Will you take her for your steed? Of course, I love chocobos. Chocobos are great. Lord Hoshaphat, chocobos are prohibited in the Supreme Sacred Tribunal of Hellenic Inquisitory Doctrine. Your steed must remain outside. He's got yelled at. Ether currents now accessible. Okay, so these are what we need to access to gain flying in. You have obtained a black chocobo. When riding this mount, you will have the ability to fly, provided certain conditions have been met. To fly in a given region, you must first find and attune to all local ether currents. In order to return to some currents, you will need to complete certain quests. However, most can be discovered via exploration. To aid in this endeavor, you have also obtained the Ether Compass, which will provide you with both bearing and distance to the nearest ether current upon use. The Ether Compass can be found under the collection in the duty section of the main menu. To review your progress, select travel from the main menu, followed by ether currents. Okay, so. Where is it? There it is. So, this is essentially where our ether currents are going to appear. We need to find them, and they'll let us fly. Now, I'm going to do most of this off-stream, just so I'm not running around. By most of this, I mean, we're going to do the ones that require quests off-stream, because they're not interesting. They're just stupid little side quests. A small hand-carved whistle that emits a unique, high-pitched tone discernible only by Black Chocobo trained from birth to recognize and respond to the sound. Used to summon your personal Black Chocobo. And this is our Black Chocobo. A purebred Ishgardian Black Chocobo trained from birth by House 4 top knight Sir Horshapaw and presented to you in a gesture of true friendship. The bird is slightly more muscular than you expected and exhibits the strange habit of squatting when left to itself. Lord Harshavan thinks that you could do with a well-deserved rest. Black Chocobos are all well and good, but the true reward for your efforts is the exoneration of your comrades. They shall be released upon the completion of certain minor formalities, which I mean to see to personally. In the meantime, pray return to Fort Top Manor. The Count has done so already, and will doubtless be eager to discuss today's events. Alright, so today's gone pretty good so far, guys. We've made it into Ishgard proper. We completed the fight, or we went to the Sea of Clouds. We went to the Western Highlands, met with Iceheart, and we saved Tataru and Alphinaud from the Knights 12. Well, 2 of them anyway. Inviting Chocobos indoors? More heresy! that is a heretical movement. Alone smiles on us yet again. Mistress Prentice, guiding you to victory and setting your comrades free. I confess I did fear for your safety, which is not to say I doubted your prowess, you understand. I merely knew the strength of your opponents. You do have a habit of exceeding my expectations. Investing 2 of the Heavens Ward while the city's elite looked on? By the Fury! Anyone who hasn't been paying attention to you will surely do so from now on. My lord! Why does this man always walk in yelling, my lord? We just received a message from the vault. His Eminence the Archbishop requests the presence of Mistress Prentice. An invitation from the Archbishop? What an honor. Personal summons is indeed a great honor, and given recent events, you would be wise to not delay. Go, Mistress Prentice, we shall speak anon. A priest will be waiting for you inside the vault. Identify yourself to him and he will escort you inside. That's right, guys, we get to meet the Archbishop. Now, we've seen the Archbishop once. He was shown in a cutscene where his personal guard was like hanging out in front of him doing personal guard things. And then he was flanked on both sides by an Ascian. I don't know about Space Pope, but Medieval Pope for sure. Hey, dude. We are honored to receive you, Mistress Prentice. This way, please. Space Pope, coast to coast, as opposed to Space Ghost, coast to coast.
Your Eminence, it is my honor to present to you the Warrior of Light.
I have heard the tales of your many grand endeavors. The Lord Commander has also been most effusive in his praise. I am Thordan VII, Archbishop of the Ishgardian Orthodox Church, and I bade you come here that I might offer my personal apologies. You will forgive me for not calling upon you as courtesy would dictate, but as you can see, my more sprightly days are long behind me. But I digress. Your companions were wrongly accused of heresy and subjected to gross indignities. This, I am sorry to say, was the result of negligence on the part of our nation's protectors. Negligence born of an excess of zeal. Is that not so, Sir Zephyrin?
Yes, Your Eminence. Regrettably, it would appear that we of the Heavens Ward were in receipt of erroneous information. Sir Grinno has ever been headstrong. He pressed charges before the truth had been ascertained, for which I most sincerely apologize.
An unfortunate misunderstanding born of an earnest desire to serve Ishgard, but one which should never have occurred. For who could doubt the character of those who bested Shiva and drove the Horde from the steps of faith? Not I. That much is certain. That will be all, Sir Zephyrin. I would speak with our guest in private.
Your Eminence, As you wish, Your Eminence. That will be all for today.
Privacy is a luxury rarely afforded one in my position. Now tell me, young lady, what do you know of the Ascians? Much and more, I shouldn't wonder, being the bringer of light. You should know that I myself have met with them, have entertained them as guests, even. Those harbingers of chaos and strife offered us power that we might continue our war against the dragons. I have no intention of aiding their cause, of course, nor less of being their puppet. Yet, were I to refuse them outright, I should learn naught of their true objectives and remain powerless to stop them. Thus have I hearkened to their words with interest and paid lip service to their beliefs, biding my time and preparing for the inevitable conflict. And why do I tell you this? Because there is naught in this world they fear more than the power of the Warrior of Light. If we are to rid ourselves of these vile interlopers, we must needs work together. With our combined strength, I have faith that we can wrest Eorzea from their grasp and pave the way for a lasting peace. Think on it.
Bitch just outright came out and talked about them. Alright, let's go talk to Alphinaud for Tom Manor, and that'll be the last thing we do for the main story today. After that, we have some side stuff that we need to do, particularly ninja related, but because we're going to get some new skills out of it. But yeah, that was the Archbishop. That was the head of the Ishgardian Orthodoxy Church.
There you are. I confess, I was more than a little concerned when I learned that you had been summoned to the vault. What did they want with you? Well, well. A formal apology and an admonishment of those responsible. I see my fears were wholly misplaced. By the gods! The Archbishop freely admits to consorting with Ascians. So, their ambitions extend to Ishgard as well. We will have new primals to contend with ere long, of that you may be certain. 'Tis but a matter of time. Yet shorn of the support of our missing allies, what can we realistically hope to achieve?
In the midst of all the excitement, I completely forgot to tell you. When I was asking around about the Scions, I heard the most awful rumor. General Raubern is to be executed for crimes against the Sultanate!
If the Flame General dies, we will lose a staunch ally, and the one man capable of holding the Sultana's assassins to account. Lord Orchiffon was wise to counsel restraint, but this business will brook no delay. We cannot permit this execution to take place. We must save Raubern.
Lucky number 7. Alright. Did she the title Unbeliever? Flame General Affairs. Though the situation calls for urgency, it would avail us little to charge headlong into Ul'dah without a plan. Before we can formulate a plan, however, we must first learn how things stand in the Sultanate, which is why I propose we visit Limsa Lominsa. Ah, you heard me right. While you were about your altruistic endeavors, I acted as intermediary in trade negotiations between House Forton and a Lominsan consortium. During said negotiations, an opportunity to send a word to the Admiral presented itself, and I duly seized it. I'm happy to report that we have yet a stout ally in Limsa. The Admiral has pledged her full cooperation in any effort to rescue Raubern. Accordingly, I have agreed to meet with her, and we might discuss how best to proceed. Naturally, I told her to expect us both. Your presence never fails to embolden our allies, after all. When you arrive at Limsa Lominsa, make your way self known to Sergeant Xanthale in the bulwark card of the lower decks. He will admit you to the bridge. We'll worry about that later. For now, it is break time, and then we got something we gotta do, guys. Something very, very important to the stream. Okay, don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just a moment for some side stuff.